entertainment, current events, and Hollywood. Don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha Bean, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Hi, my name is Mariia Nova and I'm a sci-fi writer with the experience of 10 years.
Wow.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome, babe. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you too. Thank you.
Absolutely. 10 years. That's incredible. That's a long time. Great experience. But, I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning, chart our trajectory in life, our little habits we pick up along the way when we're kids, follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What was that like? And when did the love for, writing begin?
Amazing question. And yes, I'm Russian. I came here to United States from Russia and I was born in countryside. So in my village, let's say there were not that many kids you can play with. So the only way for me to imagine to entertain myself as a kid was my imagination. So I used to spend a lot of time in the nature, talking to the trees, talking to the rivers, fields, birds. Like I made everything around me alive so I can entertain myself as a kid. So I would grab a notebook and a pen, go into the forest, open my notebook, and suddenly everything around me would become alive and I would start to write. So my writing path and let's say journey started like back at those days, like when I was like probably 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
I already I had notebooks that I put I glued them to each other and I had like books like this with writing stories, how I met this friend, how I met that friend, and how we went to the adventure to this world or that world. Like everything I've learned through the nature. And nature, it gave me so much knowledge and I've learned so much from it that with the time when I went to the school, when I went to the university, I realized that everything people learn, it's based on actually on the nature and how the structure of the body works inside of us. Like as people say, whatever we see outside, it's our reflection.
Yes.
So I've learned that everything like business, movie business, any kind of industry you're gonna take, it's all a reflection of the system inside of us, how it works. And if you are in connection with it, you would understand the basics really well. And then you would just need to catch up with the terminology or some unique things that people already created after that. But the basic is the same for everything. This is nature or the nature of our body. That what inspired me to write, and that's when my journey started. And then when I started to travel in physical world, let's say, not in my imagination, like I went to London, I went to Europe. London is one of my favorite cities.
Same.
Like that city inspired me to write. Like I would come to London and I would sit at home and looking in the window at this beautiful weather, gray sky, and I would like, okay, I'm writing because I'm traveling right now in my mind in some other places. Because I don't know, somehow to me, I don't know about you and other creative people. For me, it's like rain and a little bit like gray sky, like it's kind of get you in the mood of the creative state. Like when you like, oh, I'm in this world and I want to get out to see what
Yeah.
else is there. You kind of start to travel. So I wrote a lot in London when I was staying in London for months or 2 months. And then always nature inspired me, and that's how I started. Then I came here in USA, and in USA you kind of, when you come here and you immigrant, you have to survive.
Yeah.
So I was working for a few works, a few jobs, like a babysitter, like a waitress, and I stopped writing for that time
Hmm.
because I had to figure it out how to settle down, how to survive here. But what's interesting, I had this connection that that gave me the understanding that it's not only in the nature but in our everyday life. You
Yeah.
can be connected with everything and see the signs, and the universe and the life has the all answers for you all around you.
Yep.
I remember the moment when I was working as a waitress and I was pouring the oil from one bowl to another, and at the same moment, like in my head, I was in my story because
Mm.
I was writing at that time and I was describing this world where we don't have the sky, they have the ocean instead of the sky, and
Yeah.
they have the only one source of light is the heart of fear that is beating inside of this world. And I needed to figure out where these people who living in that world, where they live, like are they living on the trees, are they living in the houses, what I'm gonna do. And suddenly when I was pouring this oil, I saw the waterfall, and
Yeah.
it just clicked, and it's like, oh, they living inside of the caves behind the waterfalls. Like, if you are connected, if you are present in the moment and you pay attention of what you're doing, and you have the question or request like inside of you, the universe is going to give you the answer and you're going to see it right away. So I
I
think I
believe that.
went too far. I went too far about
No, I
about
love
my
it.
life already in the
I love
United
it.
States. I just jumped there.
No, I love it. I love it. Would you say that, like, I
That's
mean, when you left, obviously Europe was, as I'm sure, was just spectacular to create, but when you came to the States, and especially LA, Los Angeles, such a big town, right? And trying to find your way in such a big town is absolutely insane. And especially doing, writing, doing what you're, wanting to do, and also, like you said, surviving. um
Mhm.
my question is, as a woman, right, in this industry, and how do you manage to balance your professional, ambitions with the responsibility of motherhood? You're a mom now, and so that's another thing. It's like, wow, and you do it so well.
Thank you, love. With this question, I would say that very important role plays the partner you
Yeah.
choose. My partner is amazing man who is helping me, and we like doing everything 50-50. It's really important in the family to balance it so nobody is going to be overwhelmed.
Mhm.
So we do 50-50, and it helps. Second of all, as a woman in this industry, I would probably gonna talk about my examples in the life. Like
Mhm.
for example, when I was writing my book, first book, so
Mhm.
it's three book written already. And the
Right.
first book, when it was written already, I started to look for editing, for somebody who can edit my book.
Mhm.
And I went through 10 people, and all 10 people, they were trying to change my book the way how
Mhm.
I wrote it, or I would give them the small episode or prologue to read,
Yeah.
and they would come to me and they would say, oh, this is not possible, or how you write this world, like this world cannot work this way, like they would try to change.
Yeah.
It was hard, but I've learned it the best way how to be as much polite as I can, but go like go ahead, like leave these people behind.
Yeah.
And it took me probably a year or more to find a person who was on that professional level that they wouldn't change anything, but they would say me, okay, let's meet up. We have questions like, you describe this and this. How do you see it? Explain it to us so
Yeah.
we can rephrase it and put it in the better way for people to understand. Because
Yeah.
I'm not native speaker and I don't know all the words in English. And those editors, they would like to find the right words to
Yeah.
describe my, let's say, philosophical
Yeah.
knowledge or philosophical description of the world, and they would rephrase it on the simple language that people would understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped me. But I had few, like not few, like I told you, like I went through 10 editors
A
that
lot.
I wasn't successful. I went through we moved forward with the book, and we started to talk about the movie, and I started to meet people from movie industry. And when you meeting people on professional level,
Mhm.
they asking you the right questions. And if you are connected again with your story, with yourself, and empowered by this,
Yeah.
you know how to find the answers. All the time when there was last meeting, I think, and the person asked me, so we have this energy portals, and people going through this energy portals, they appears at the bridge that leads people to other worlds. And they
Mhm.
were asking me where these portals are located,
Mhm.
because they would love to physically understand how they gonna place it in the movie and how they gonna execute this.
Yeah.
And I don't describe it in the book, but if I am again connected with my story, I can easily tap in
Yeah.
and find it. It's like I always imagining it's like, again, our body is the universe of cells, and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, cells, let's find this
Yeah.
character, what is he
Yeah.
doing right now? And the cells is like they
Yeah.
would, and they're like
Yeah.
and they found him, oh, he's here. And when I'm going there, I can see visually what is he doing. I don't even make it up.
Yeah.
I don't sit up and thinking, oh, how it is like this, or what is this character doing? If I have this question, I just leave it alone, and excuse me, and back to your question, how I balance everything. Even right now, as I'm with the baby and I'm writing, of course I prioritize baby, his needs. Whatever he needs, mama is next to him, and I'm helping him and helping him to adapt to this world, to figure out what's happening, how to
Yeah.
crawl, how to sneeze, how to eat. But at the same time, again, I never disconnect with my project. My project is my life. It's part of who I am and who I want to become.
Mm,
So I'm always in connection with it. It's like really strong connection between me and the project.
love
And
that.
whenever I'm with Noah, my son, and I stopped at some point, like yesterday, let's say I was writing about this, and I have the question, oh, where is the character going? I'm not sitting and wasting my time on this, like making up the story. I'm just living and I'm going into my life.
Yeah.
And if I'm connected, the universe is going to give me the
Give you
answers.
the answer.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
no, exactly. Sometimes Noah is giving me a toy, and I was like sitting and thinking how I would describe this kind of house, like how it looked like. And he gives me the toy. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
how it looks like.
Yeah.
Or if I'm talking to you, even right now, I'm living with the like from within my project.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might be surprised, like in next book you're gonna read our conversation, because that's how I work, that's
It's
how I
amazing.
write. I write what's happening. I connect everything like this is a real life over there in like in the book, in that story. This story is real to me, because
Yes.
I took a lot of my friends and we drew the characters from the book. I took a lot of conversation I had with my friends
Yeah.
that lead me to the um unfolding this or that event in the story. And I
Yeah.
was like talking with friends, and I'm like, oh my God, I just got it.
I love
I
that.
just got this because I stuck over there. I couldn't figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
Like when I was writing the first book again, coming back to that world that has, instead of the sky, it has the ocean. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why would I create this world? Why do they need the ocean? Like I have no idea, zero understanding, but I'm just trusting the universe. I'm
Fascinating.
trusting my imagination, how
Mhm.
it shows me. In a year, I'm writing the second book. And
Wow.
in the second book, at the end of the book, there is a huge wars happening in that world
Mhm.
and everything in fire. And I was sitting like, oh my God, how I'm gonna save all them? And then I look up and I see the ocean. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy moly. I
Yeah.
know why I created a year ago this, like, oh, I have
Like
goosebumps.
like the
Like the
puzzles.
universe, yes, the universe knows why she or he gives us all this information, because it's going to unfold with the time. We just
Mhm.
need to be patient. And at the end of the second book, I'm like, okay, the sky is going to just fall down and
Yeah.
put down the fire,
That's
and the sun is coming back, and the world is blooming again,
yeah.
and we're good.
I
We're
love
good to
it.
go.
I love
So
that.
so to again back to your question, how I balance everything, I'm just trying. I'm not disconnect from my world and side world. I'm keep on being connected with my world and bringing it to reality, and bring reality into the world. For these 10 years, I would say I would learn um, how to blend the imagination, like my imagination, with the wisdom of reality. That's how I call it.
I love
Like
that.
I blend them.
I love that. That's beautiful. I love that it's
Thank
basically
you.
like you said, it's trusting the process, and we have to be patient because we
Yes.
can't get ahead of ourselves, because if we trust God, that God is going to give us what we need as we continue to live our life in every aspect of our lives. Like it's so true. And I think the more we trust, the stronger our intuition. Like it just happens. Like you don't have to worry about anything because you know already that you're
Thank you.
you know what I mean? You're connected. Like you said, it's always gonna be there. And I love that. That's beautiful. I love that. I have
Thank you.
a fun question, and there
Okay.
is no
Let's go.
wrong answer. Any
Okay.
so the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Respect. I don't know. It's happened. It's kind of coming to me. Respect. Why? Oh, respect from my point of view, or from people respect to me. Hold on. People respect me, or it's from coming from me, because it's all connected. Holy
Exactly.
moly, it's all connected. It's all
Exactly.
connected anyway. So we respect each other way. So
From your point of view, if
if
you could choose
people
any one of those, which one would you choose? Money, power, or respect?
money sounds good. Power. I love it. I mean, I would play with this. Okay, let's play with this. I would take power. Let's play
Oh, I
with this.
love
I would take
that.
power.
I love that answer.
I don't want to be like this shy girl. Oh, no, no, no. I don't need money. Oh, I don't need respect. I don't need power. No, I actually need everything of this. I want it. And I'm trying to resonate all
Why
this
power?
towards people. Power, because I would love to have this power to empower people
Mm,
to be to be leaders, to be greater, to feel confident, to achieve their dreams. That kind of power I would love to have. like to empower people to unite, not like really help each other. This world needs it to
Yeah.
understand each other, to do not make war, make love, please.
I
I would
love that.
say. So
I
I
love
would love to have this kind of power to unite people, to inspire them, to show them, hey, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Literally, like no matter what kind of situation you are right now, listen, I've been through a lot here as an immigrant, and I'm still, I would say, not struggling. I already understand why, and the timing and everything is on purpose,
Mhm.
and I trust the universe. But I just know that if you really trust, if you are in your element within yourself,
Mhm.
it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be the way you want it,
Yeah.
like, period.
I love that. That's beautiful. What
Like
a great answer.
just thank you, just stop like living from the pain and live from love. Stop coming back in the past or living in the future. Just stay here present. The life is happening right now, not in the future or in the past.
So true. So
So
true.
that's what I would, yeah, power.
I love
Give
that.
me some power.
I love it.
Give me
Hey,
some
great
power.
answer. Great answer. Um, you know,
Thank you.
being from, Russia and living a different cultural environment, right? How do you feel that
Mhm.
that has shaped your perspective on storytelling? And how do you think it influences the narrative that you choose to explore in your work when it comes to writing?
Good question. You know why? Good question. I was reading from my childhood. I loved books because, again, I lived in the countryside. We didn't have that many kids around me. There were like one, two kids
Mhm.
on our street that I could play with, and we have a lot of books. So I've read a lot. But when I went to the school, into the university after, I remember that we have British literature,
Mm,
and that what took my heart away. I've read a lot of Russian literature, but I wouldn't say that it uh, got so much impact on me and on my writing.
mm.
I would say British literature did. Because
Interesting.
I was amazed. I was amazed with even. I remember that in Russian, I don't remember I was reading anything sci-fi in Russian literature at that
Mm,
period of time when I was a kid. There was Chekhov, the Blooming Gardens. There was Dostoevsky, Tolstoy about war.
mhm.
There were no books about science fiction, like
Interesting.
about space. So w- I would go and find something interesting. What was that? But I think hold on. What's the name? Fitzgerald. Oh my God! What was the name of the great British writer? He was writing about kids who went to the island and they were kind of playing and grown ups. It's an incredible story, but it inspired me because kids were, it was kind of game, mind game, because they were kids but they started to play in grown ups. They started to um, someone started to become leader and leading people, but kids, and how that all fall apart. And I was like, how interesting, you can write about what's happening and create like what's in your head. You kind of can get this imagination and you put it on the paper.
Yeah.
And I think that what gave me this push, like, go write it. And
Yeah.
I started to write these stories. Before that, what Russian literature mostly based on the true stories,
Oh, okay.
that what we were reading in school, in the school. That's,
Oh.
again, we didn't read like Harry Potter style books. No,
Oh.
we did like like that was war. That was I
Oh.
don't know, someone who's traveling person and who is meeting like real people, nothing like in the space or something imagination. It was really based on real facts.
Interesting.
And I still, it's just my personal opinion, let's say, I don't believe that it's it's okay to be only this way. It's
Hmm.
kind of narrow path. Like I wanted to explore more.
Yeah.
I knew that there is something more behind all of this. I knew that there are other worlds, other countries I want to travel. I think that's why I actually moved to America, because no one from my family or from my friends ever moved. They still
Mhm.
there and they
Oh,
doing the same things. And I'm like, no, I
yeah.
want more. I know
Want
that I
more.
deserve more. I know that there is more for me. I
Yeah.
want to go to this space and to explore other countries. For me, like America, it's like I went to another world,
Yeah.
but that's what it is actually. But I mean, like in the space,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I want to meet these new people with new point of view, not like ours. I want to explore them. I want to know how they live. I want to know how they communicate, how they writing, how they working in the movie industry, because I used to work in Russia in movie industry, and for a few years I was working on the set, like in every department.
Oh,
And
wow.
I know all basics
Yeah.
in Russia. Here in America, I worked just on the set of few projects, but I still got the point what's happening, and I understand how the structure and how it works. I'm lack of some terminology, but still I can figure it out. Like I'm like a fish in the water in the movie.
Yeah.
If you like drop me there, I'm like I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure out.
I
Like it's
love that.
just my instinct. You just born with this. I don't know. You cannot teach it. You cannot learn it. You just have to wake it up in yourself if you want to be there, or you just born with this. Like me, I was born with this. Like my parents wanted me to go and study languages,
Hmm.
and I went to the university, but I was dying how I wanted to go to the theater. I
Yeah.
wanted to be on the stage. I wanted to be in theater. I It was calling from my birth. I
Yeah.
felt it. But thanks God, I followed my parents' direction. Thanks
Yeah.
God. Again, the universe knows, trust the universe. Like literally, if my parents wouldn't put me in the university to learn the language, I wouldn't be able to come here and write like this in English, the stories,
Right.
because everything I'm writing in English. I don't write in Russian. Like
Oh.
I cannot write. Had I had to hire a person from Ukraine to
Ah.
translate my book that I wrote in English into Russian, because I couldn't do
Wow.
this.
Wow.
I cannot understand how to put it in Russian words, those information, because it's a lot of information I put there.
Yeah.
My book was written per one night. I wrote 1,000 pages per one night.
Whoa.
It was like downloading. I was just sitting and
You're
I'm like,
just
it's
going.
again all, but it's all puzzles, because I have been writing for so many years from my childhood, and I was writing this little small stories, um, and they kind of get together and they build the whole this picture. And at some point, the last puzzle came to me, and I sat down and I'm like, oh, I now see what was it for. What was that plan?
Yeah.
Like bigger plan of God for me.
Yeah.
Now I got it. For those all those time when I was struggling to make this story like this short movie, or from this story I'm gonna make short movie, and then when I started to write the story that actually became the book,
Yeah.
it appeared that it's all this story inside.
Wow.
I had to live through some experience to write the story. I had to live through another experience, and then they like puzzle. They come together, all the puzzles, and I'm like, oh, I can see bigger picture right now.
Yeah.
Right now I'm like, God is just, felt like God grabbed me and lift me up and like, look, now
Yeah.
you see why you went through this situation, this, while you meet why you met these people, why
Yes.
you did this thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm like, wow.
It's amazing,
And
isn't
it's
it?
suddenly incredible. This is the best thing. Like I love my life. I love the way how I think. I love how nature taught me, like nobody taught me to write. I didn't go to any courses or took any classes. I just tapped into my higher self or whatever it is. I'm just reconnected with this, and it gives me so much power. Like whenever I'm writing or making the concept for the movie, I'm like I'm like even shaking a little bit. That much of excitement I am right now.
I love it.
And it just gives me it just it just gives me like this the view of everything around me. It's not like only like this, like I'm only in the movie. No, or I'm writing only book. No, in every business I truly believe that all the, let's say, departments of our life, they all should come together and work together, and only in this way you can succeed, because
Yes.
you have to balance everything, but you have to also understand this is all instruments for your purpose. And if you feel your purpose is writing or making movies, you just also explore everything, like be mature, right? Understand everything, not like, I'm not saying to go and like explore till the like basics of this thing or that thing. Just
Yeah.
know simple thing, and then everything, because it helps. It really helps. It unlocks some powers, some knowledge that we all have. Like I wrote in the book that people has all the information in their blood, and only like when you
Yeah, we already have
practicing, you
it.
have, we have, everyone have everything you need to succeed in this world. You just have to work with yourself, be connected with yourself, make friends with yourself, stop this inner war
Yeah.
inside, like judging yourself. And how to actually catch yourself, it's when you judging someone else or you pointing on someone, it means that this is your reflection, and that's
Right.
what you cannot accept inside of yourself or
Right.
cannot make peace. Go right away, like the first step, recognition. You recognize this, okay, this is something mine, this is not people, this is you reflect.
Right.
So you just right inside of yourself and just sit a little bit, and you're gonna figure out. It's just practice, 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 and you're gonna figure out how to work with this. Like right now with my working, how I write, I do it on command. I'm
Right.
not the writer that, oh, I need the inspiration, I need to sit in the nature and reconnect it. No, I can do it on command. You
Yeah.
can call me and say, hey Maria, we have this idea, can you write it down? The only thing I need, the quietness and
Mhm.
be by myself. That's what I need. And I'm gonna sit down and I can do it on command because I know how to tap into myself.
Right.
I'm in connection with myself. So it's really pretty fast. I'm like again asking myself, okay, cells, we have to figure out where is this world. You need to show me how it works. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
and I'm in the travel, like
Yeah.
I'm in the space. Let's go.
I love that. I
Yep.
love
And
that.
I'm like just flying there and looking at the characters. And again, if I am stuck somewhere, stuck, even I wouldn't call it stuck. I don't like this word. Like if I stop, it means that I have to learn something more
Right.
to get this story deeper and to find the right way how to explain it to people so people will be connected. So I need to experience it first here in the physical world. So
Mhm.
I would go there into the quantum field, find this information, and then bring it back and translate it into the language of humans.
I
Let's
love
say.
that. I love it. It's I'm like just absolutely understand exactly what you're saying. It's so very true that, once you, like you said, once you actually really truly tap into that God particle with that we all have inside of us, but we just have to unlock it, and everything else is ours, really. It's that. And congratulations on the book, by the way, getting it into
Thank
stores.
you.
That's exciting.
Thank you, thank
Like,
you, thank you,
woohoo.
thank you. 10 years, 10 years of actually, I was dreaming to publish here on New York. We had publishing we were keep on talking to, but nothing was coming, and I was so frustrated at the point that, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done for 10 years. I'm done. Really, people, how you don't see it?
Yeah,
And then again, you don't know what God has for you.
absolutely.
Sometimes He prepares much better plan that you ever can imagine. London is my favorite city. And by accident, I found this person. Like literally, I went
Amazing.
to the classes how to build your pitch so I can pitch my project. And
Yeah.
I started like there are people there, and I started to talk about and discuss my book with them and blah blah blah. And people like, oh, we know the publisher from London. I'm like, what? And next day they introduced me to the publisher, and he's like,
Wow.
okay, let's go. And there
Wow.
were no complications, there were no blocks. Like with those publishing we discussed, there was always something. Oh, let's let's change your name, or let's change the name of the book, let's change this. And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
The energy doesn't work this way if it meant to be.
Yeah.
So in this case it just went like this. Like I didn't even get it how it went there. It's over there already
I
on the
love
website. I'm
it.
like, what? How?
It's
And
amazing.
I was working so hard. It's again like how we sometimes narrow ourselves, right?
Yep.
For example, in this case, I actually was so stubborn that like I'm finding the publishing here in Hollywood. I'm producing the movie with someone like some big company from Hollywood or New York. Only this, and I literally I didn't have the idea that it might be published in London.
Yeah.
And how they got it. Hey, look at
It's
the world. The
awesome.
world is much bigger, right?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And like God has such a bigger plan than, sometimes we can make like I was talking to my mom about that, sometimes we can get in our own way,
Hmm.
right? Because we have a mind of like,
That's right.
so if we think small, then that's what we're gonna get. If we think bigger and like let go of what self and society says and let God direct you, source, everything is
Yes.
possible, anything. And it's like, but that's again, you have to put that mindset into practice every day because people, and that's why it's so important for your surroundings, your circle to be on that mindset of
The same level. Oh, I feel you. Or
oh
how I
man.
feel you. Oh my God, I feel you. So about surroundings.
Yes.
That's my pain. I don't know how it was for you. That's my pain.
So, I feel like
Um,
for me, that's the same thing I was in too, the surrounding. I feel like I got to a point in my life where I was like, certain people would leave my life or people that I've known for so long. And I was like, I love this person. They're great people. But then I had to like see like some people are just, I think there's some people that are in your life for a lifetime, a season, and for certain things, like you said, like they just come into your life. And sometimes you just, and those people that you had and they just like leave and you're like, well, God, why? Like what happened? But I'm learning to trust that if we hold on, like you said, to the past, it's going to stop us from receiving new things and opportunities to like what's coming in the future, what's coming in our
yeah.
now. Because it's as we grow, I mean, everyone's not trying to change. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And as long as we continue to evolve, some people who are not trying to evolve are going to just fall off. And that doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they're not for you in the next stage of your evolvement. And that's just the
Yeah.
reality.
Yes, they growing in their way. That's how I keep on telling myself, and I see that they have different paths. They have different reality and different understanding of how it should be. And in their world, it's also right. It works in their world.
Mhm.
And for me, like this is human actually thing to be attached to, right? I think this is just human thing. We're just so attached to everyone. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. I mean,
I'm
it's nice to have.
I don't know. I think it could be bad. It could be dangerous because
Hmm.
I feel like people,
Toxic. I would say toxic.
yes. I think God wants us to, and this is just my what I believe. I believe that once you really truly put God, and God should be first in your life,
Yes.
before people, because I think we're flawed humans, right? We're not we're in a fleshly body, so we're going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect, but God is perfect and knows everything. He's the creator of all things. So it's like, if we trust God, people, like, God will send the right people in your life. And sometimes not everybody is for you. I mean, that's just a,
Exactly.
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because I had people leave my life that I was like, oh wow, like I was sad about it, but it actually made me understand that it opened doors to new people, like new relationships that I was going into, this next level that I want to get to. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
you just overgrow it. Yeah.
yes,
You're
absolutely.
just overgrowing it, and this is your choice. And I think you people shouldn't be like in the victim position or in the position of a saver. Like, I'm here, I'm gonna
Yes.
save this relationship. No, let it go. That's never it never works when it force like when you force it. Don't do this. No,
Yeah.
it's not healthy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, I'm telling you, this is my pain because for last year I've been growing so fast, and I do understand that right now, like before Noah, before my son was born,
Mm-hmm.
I still had this feeling like, okay, I'm the writer. Excuse me. I'm creating this world. I'm gonna share it with people, and somehow it's gonna work out. Like, somebody's gonna see this book, somebody's gonna talk to me about the movie, find me, and do these things. When Noah is born, again, back to the family and how I manage all this.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Noah, at your son, at your baby,
Mm-hmm.
there is no way it's not gonna happen now. I'm like, what? I have son. I have no question I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me, oh, if it's gonna be or not. It's gonna be. It's already happening. And
Yes.
I understand that I don't have time to waste on this triangle that people play in this matrix of hurting each
Yes.
other feelings or whatever. This is how it is. I'm straight in, like telling everyone straight in the face. I'm not like putting anyone down or
Yeah.
trying to hurt anyone. I'm
Yeah.
just saying my position firmly, and I am sure what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is my life. That's how I'm living. I'm going further. You jump on this wave, or you going and jump on your wave, what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. If you need me, call me. I would love to meet with you to reunite,
Yeah.
but I'm not following your life because I have to be leader for myself, for my family.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, I have son who is giving me so much energy right now and who's giving me so much motivation that I'm unstoppable at this point. I don't care who now understand my book, who understands my point of view, who sees me or who doesn't see. I'm gonna make it anyway, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You, whoever doesn't understand, find your path. I
Yeah.
know that there are my people who will understand me, who will
Mm-hmm.
understand my book, who who really needs it, this
Yeah.
information, who really
Yeah.
understand, because all my book I wrote, like, the nature gave me the knowledge, not,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I got it from human to human. I
Right.
got it from the nature, from the something, like from the source that I cannot even explain. When
Yeah.
people asking me to give them the class of how writing, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's going to be a class about how you have to tap into yourself and reconnect with yourself. It's not about writing, it's about how to understand yourself within and like bloom from within to like from how's it, wait, outside, inside out, let's say.
I
So
love that.
that's I cannot, there is no, there are no rules or anything that I can put like, oh, you write this sentence like this character is like, I know that there are some structures, and those structures actually are basic structure of how, again, body works and nature works. That's
Yes.
it. It's again, we're again circling back to the nature and to the source. It's all connected. It's
All
just,
connected.
I truly believe if people would reconnect with themselves deeply,
things,
They
their
wouldn't even
answer.
need, the answers are going to be there. You know, again, everything is there.
So
There
true.
is you don't need to go and punish yourself like, oh, I don't want to go listen to this lecture, it's so annoying. Of course it's annoying because you're not reconnected with yourself. You connect with
Right.
yourself, you don't need to go to this lecture.
Oh my
I mean, I
goodness.
have
Yes.
nothing
Yes.
wrong with these lectures. I love people who teach because we need these people, because we have some people who cannot do this reconnection right away. They
Right.
need to learn. It's the process.
Yeah.
And I truly understand.
I love
But
that.
it is
Wow.
what it is. And again, back to this question that how to live with people who like slowing you down. Like I had also experience with toxic people, and I decided I'm not gonna play in this matrix again.
Good.
I'm not playing this game. I respect these people. We
Mhm.
meet, I respect them, respect their point of view, but I'm not going next to them because
Yeah.
I feel like I sense so much how they're drawing me back, because they
Yes.
have some patterns and they start to explain me their point of view, and I kind of raising in me like victim, and I'm like I'm feeling like I'm falling down again in this who, what to do, have, like how that world works. I'm like, nope,
Yep.
shh,
Yep.
silence,
Yep.
silencio. Let's go. Let's
Right.
go in my world. Like,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
luck to you. Like I'm just letting go. I'm just
Yeah.
letting go people, because for now, when you have a family, like the main people in my world, it's my husband and my son right now.
Right.
I have to figure it out, like without a question. We're moving on. I don't have time for bullshit. I'm sorry.
I
I don't know if
agree.
I can tell
I
this.
agree. Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah. No, yes, absolutely. I mean, I think, I think really what it really boils down to at the end of the day is that I realize that, a lot of people, it's like the Matrix, right? The concept of the Matrix. There's a bunch of people that are plugged in, but there are only a few that wake up and take that pill and like wake up and realize
It's
who they are, you know? Um,
it's scary. It's scary to know who you are. It's
yes.
freaking crazy journey, but it is
Yeah.
only way.
It's the only way. It's the only way to get to the place where your higher self, to to that place. And it's a constant choice, because every day it's a choice to either go back and revert back to old self, or to continue on to this new place. And like you said, it's not like, I think a lot of people, once you start to really move forward, you do see a lot of the old shedding, the old people away, and you don't feel, it feels very lonely. But it's important that you have that seclusion, because if you think about people like, okay, like, I'll even say Jesus. Jesus never was around. He wasn't like around so many people. He helped people, but it was a journey. It was like he was always connected, source. And literally that's how we should walk and live our lives, right? But it's so important. I have a really interesting question, because as a woman in this industry, a writer, a mother, do you feel that this business, of and you published 3 books, which is incredible, do you still feel like you have to prove yourself as a female in this industry that we're in? And why is it, or do you think it's changing for the better for women writers?
First of all, I think it's changing. I
Yeah.
think it's changing again because a lot of people are tapping into themselves and
Yeah.
figure out about the energy and stuff. So it's definitely changing. It's still hard.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's still hard.
Yeah.
And I can see women here and there, they really struggling. Like I see a lot of my friends who doing like incredible work in movies, like as a directors, as actors, they working hard like
Yeah.
every day and nights, and they still not there, right? It's hard. But What I would say, it's again empowering each other, uniting with each other. As like if we women would inspire each other and support each other, like, because we are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
We all the same, like we are the cells of the huger body. Like if we are
Yeah.
not working together,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna fall apart. We have to be connected. We have to help each other, lift each other up, like cheers each other up, but just hold on each other, because I truly believe that it's the key is in uniting people together
Mm-hmm.
and union of us,
Yeah.
because as long as we united, we're strong.
Mm-hmm.
Because the darkness wants us to be separate, because it's easier to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
But if you are united, it's already harder to get rid of you, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So in this industry, I truly believe that we just need to be united,
Yeah.
women,
Yeah.
and support each other and go for each other. Like I facing right now, like in social media, I have to promote my book, and I
Yeah.
was recording the video that it's interesting that just few of my friends who supported me with my book, but mostly new people supporting. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I was thinking why it's like this, like the closest people, like your family and the friends, usually they do not really support you in this.
That's true.
Like, this is the basic instincts.
Mm-hmm.
This is the family. This is, I know that we don't own anything to them and they don't own us anything. But on this level, when you are struggling to get there and people see how you're struggling and you achieve something and you don't support them,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. It
I'm
makes me
like,
think. Yeah.
okay, what's with the what with the pictures?
Yeah.
Like, what is I'm again in Matrix, because it's also, if you think about it, it's also my reflection. So again, I'm like looking
Mm.
at the picture, okay, I have to go again back within me.
Uh-huh.
Something within me reflects what is it, because the, it's all energy, so
Yeah.
it's something. People sensed something, they didn't want to support me. So what is that inside
Mm.
of me that my close friends didn't do that? Like, I'm not getting like too much into these questions. I'm not trying to figure out what they are thinking about. I'm trying to figure out what I am thinking about, what is my state, what I am doing right now that reflects that way, what's
Right.
happening. So, and again, with all this entertainment business, movie business, writing business, we all coming back to within us. That's all about this. The
Yeah.
huge work that we have shut down, this eternal conversation about past, about future, how it may be, or how it was, or what he said to me, or what he told me, or they didn't like my story, and I'm sitting there and I'm putting there where the focus, the energy goes, right? And I keep an energy on that. Why would I give it? Again, coming back into the present, connect within yourself. And this is the practice of like every moment in your life. It should be like to brush the teeth in the morning. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how people, and I think we're going there. I think we're going there. And I think at some point, in my book, I described all these mutations.
Mm.
I described 2070, 2050, 70, yeah,
Mm.
year. And over there, people already learned the energy. Robots and machine, yes, they all there, but they united with the people and they build these bridges to other worlds.
Mm.
But bridges in my book represents neuron connections in our brain,
Mm.
and the worlds represent chakras. So it's kind of the journey inside of you, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm.
But inside out again, because it's what's happening right now. A lot of technology, AI, people got scared or not scared. Somebody like it, somebody not.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. And when I see this wave is coming and I'm resisting, I just understand that it's gonna just slow me down. So I have to jump on the wave, or the wave is gonna
Take you
on me.
out. Yeah,
And
it's true.
that's
And
it.
that's a great, it's interesting you said that about like, some people that support you, family. I was talking to my brother about this, and we were kind of
Mhm.
to discussion maybe a couple weeks ago, and he was like, my brother's never bought any of my DVDs, my merch, my films, nothing like that, right? And we were talking, and he said, what's crazy? He said, a lot of times it's always the people that are the closest around you that don't support, that don't, give you the things that you want to hear, like good job or congratulations,
Validation.
the
Let's say
validation.
validation.
That's it. And
Let's say it.
exactly. And he said, but it's always people, like people outside of them, that are more willing to buy your book, or go watch your film, or support, or share, or comment, or like it. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, think about it like this. He said, switch it to reverse. Do you support your family in certain areas? And I was like, huh, very interesting, like, way to look at it. Like put myself in, do I do that for them, or what I expect people to do for me? Do I put that out there? And it was
I
very,
do.
yeah, no, it was like, it made me think like, oh, maybe I should do that more, And I guess I didn't realize, I didn't think about it either, because I feel like some people can get caught up in their own world, and think it's just about, just so like they don't see outside of themselves. And I think that's what it is with this entertainment business. I feel like a lot of people are so like just on their journey.
Inside of the
Yeah, it they kind of forget to, like you said, support, or do the things. But yeah, it's one of those things that I find very interesting. But it made me realize for myself. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think of it like that.
but
you know
But I truly believe that actually you doing the great thing, because you uniting people with this podcast. People are watching different people, you inviting different people, and that's that's incredible, because that's your first step to show people like, hey, I'm uniting. I want everyone who struggling, not struggling, who achieved something or nothing or just dreaming, come here, creative people. Come in this community. Let's share with your story. Let's support each other, because looking like watching your podcast, someone can find someone whom they're looking for.
yeah,
Maybe they're gonna create, collaborate, and create
yeah,
something bigger.
yeah.
That's what's happening, and that's what you do. You serve people incredibly. Like that's amazing. I would love to have this community. I have to think about my podcast.
Yeah,
Again,
absolutely.
with me is just talk about like let's talk with your inner voices.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, really quick, what advice would you give to those that are trying to get into this business? What advice would you give to that young girl, that young boy that wants to give this business a try?
I would go to this inspirational speech, but I know that most of the people watching like give me something real, because
Mm,
all this inspirational, it's really nice, but people really need to hear something that really might help. I
yeah,
would say go out, not in, not, I'm not talking about the parties, go meet people, because we usually sit in our head, we're writing the story. That was with me. Like I'm here for more than 11 years already. I don't know a lot of people here still. I just, when I finished the book, I started to go out, meet new people. That's how I met you. I mostly was sitting and writing the story, but find the time. That was my mistake, and don't do this. Balance your time. You write, next hour you go outside for a hike. In LA, people meeting people everywhere. You can meet people from movie industry and some authors or writers or next table at the Starbucks. Like you have no idea how many people are there outside waiting for you. Just go and communicate again, reunite with people, because we are the cells. If we're not working together, if we're not communicated, the signal is not coming, going through, and not building the bigger picture. So please go and meet people. That's my the main advice that I gave to myself.
Love that.
And I started this classes where I met a lot of new people who supporting me with my book, who actually introduced me to my publisher in
Yeah.
London.
Hmm.
That's how I went through. I might met him even earlier if I
Hmm.
would go there earlier.
Hmm.
But again, trust the universe. God knows better. Timing, purpose, what and why.
Hmm.
So just go out
Love that.
out of that world, be connected. Again, I'm bringing this world with me every time.
Mhm.
Again, I'm coming back from what we started. My world is always here with me. I'm going outside, I still can see the signs how further I can work on my project, where I can go. Like some time ago, I didn't think about the game, but I went and I met amazing people who are building the games, computer
Mhm.
games. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be a great idea
Yeah.
to build a game,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's how it's going. Like you start to see wider and you see the bigger picture,
Yep. Yep.
and people helps you to see the bigger picture, because you might see like this, you meet another person who looks like, who sees a different angle, and he's like, oh, you can also look at your situation like this and like this, and that's how you building up, and the world is finally opening for you, and you're like, wow, I wasn't even thinking about it, that it's so many opportunities and
Yeah.
so many doors you can knock. Don't pay attention if the door is closed. That probably God saves you from something.
Yeah.
That's my experience. Again, 10 years. Let me repeat, guys. More than 10 years. J.K. Rowling, how long she was looking for the publishing? I don't remember.
Oh,
Like,
long
not
time.
10 years. Like,
Long time though.
maybe 5 years. Maybe 5 years. So
Yeah.
I beat her. 10 years, guys.
What great advice
Oh,
though. That's such good advice. It's so true. And I appreciate that. I feel like that's a big thing that I love. I think a lot of people love hearing that. It's like, what should they do? Or, so thank you so much for sharing your journey,
of
your
course.
perspective. Really quick, where can people buy the book right now and support and follow wherever you are on social media?
Oh, thank you so much. Book is on the website of London Publishing House, Skipari London Publishing House. I might give you the link. You may attach it.
Okay.
I don't know, just tell about Skipari. If they put Skipari Publishing House, they're gonna find the book in Russian and in English over there. And
Awesome.
it's pre-sale that we do for 4 months, because after 4 months we're gonna put it on the shelves of the stores in London, Germany, Georgia, Tbilisi, Moscow, New York. We have
Hey.
already the I think some radio station interview in New York about this book, but we gave this 4 months so people can grab a book, because on the shelves it's going to be more cost more. So right now it's £20, I think, but the book is going to come at the end of June
All
to you. So
right.
if you ordering, I just wanted people to clarify people so they wouldn't expect book right away.
Okay.
We're gonna send them at the end of June.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can pre-sale it right now.
Awesome.
Over
Congratulations.
there, yeah, and yeah, Instagram we have the account Mariia Nova World. So my last name is Novikova, but I decided that I'm gonna make the stage name Nova. It
Mhm.
kind of science fiction name, I
Yeah.
think,
I
Nova.
love it.
Like something spacey, because there is a star Nova, I know. What so Mariia Nova World, it's like all books over there, and we just keep on posting right now about this new generation of kids. They're gonna build they're gonna build the series like up over there. Like I truly believe, like right now we're stepping in into quantum field. Like I
Mm,
truly believe that right now generation they're gonna build the whole cities in the quantum field, and
mm.
we're gonna really go there and travel there and live in those cities and coming back in the bodies.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, I'm so excited for you. And I mean, so excited,
Thank you.
so happy. You're doing amazing work. I mean, just thank you again for your time. It was just a pleasure having you on. Absolutely.
Thank you, Miosha. Thank you for your questions. And I really like excited to share with people all this information I have. Hopefully, like I'm gonna inspire someone and give
Absolutely.
some strength to someone. If you guys need support, you also can like just write me directly on my Instagram. I would love to support everyone because I know what it is to be rejected for so many years and being invisible for so many years and finally get to the point when I can relax and breathe out like, hey, mom, I've made it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, it was such a pleasure. And thank you all for listening. And
Thank
always
you.
remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yes.